Hello YouTube, my name is Fantasize and welcome to a brand new video on a brand new channel for a very old game called Vendetta Online. Now this video is going to be about the first things you should be doing in Vendetta Online. Upon creating your first account, you may be a little confused and not really know what to do. There's been more than a few players that have actually asked me that very question as to what they should do when they first join. So this video is going out to you really, to let you know as to what you should be doing. Now, there isn't really much to get to really start getting off into the game and really get the ball rolling, per se. The very first goal you should have in your mind is getting a Revenant. The reason why you want a Revenant is because of the fact that it is so much better than the EC that the game starts you off with. Like, I don't even know how to describe to you how good it is. So I'm going to describe it to you. Alright, so a Revenant has 22 CU of cargo space, which will allow you to do a lot of the early game trading missions because they don't ask for much. It has around 10,000 armor, which is like a 4,000 increase from the regular 6,000 of the EC. You get a huge increase in firepower because you get 2 small ports and 1 large port, and it's amazing. Okay, so that should be your very first goal in terms of things to do. All right. In order to do it, it's actually really funny. It's super easy. It is like the easiest thing ever. Probably one of the easiest things you'll do in the game. All right, and you have to do a mission. Now, if you go into your mission board, and it's a trade mission called Courier Needed. Now, all that really is the home station that you're in currently, or the station that you accept the mission from, better yet. They'll actually give you a data pad once you accept the mission, and they're going to be like, hey, we want you to give this data pad to another station in the system. So once you accept that, it'll send you to some whatever station in the area. It's only 1 jump away, so it's super fast, super easy. And once you jump there, that station will be like, hey, thanks for that. Here's a data pad to take back. And once you take that data pad back to where you accepted the mission, you get 1,000, or to be more specific, 1,010 trade experience. That'll literally get you from level 0 to level 1 trade, all in what, a couple of minutes. It doesn't give much in terms of credits, but that's okay because there's another mission for that later. Okay, so once you get your Revenant, you can move on to the second sort of level of things. The second thing you should be doing is to farm combat up to level 3. Now, this is a little bit of an undercoming, or because it takes a minute to do. It took me like a couple hours of just grinding with the Revenant in order to do it. But in order to make it a little easier for you, okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into the buy tab for your small weapons, and you're going to equip 2 plasma HXs. Now, these little cannons are phenomenal early game. Okay, they do 500 damage. They only have an energy drain of 8, which is kind of insane considering that all the other early game ones are like 12 and up. And then it also has a reasonably high rate of fire. So while I was using it, I was just absolutely melting the bots that I was firing at. It was just super easy. It was great. They're really good. I've really grown to kind of appreciate them, and they're actually still kind of sort of relevant once you get into the mid and late game of Vendetta. It just depends on what you have available to you at the time or personal preference. So once you do that, you can equip, there's like a rocket launcher like 1 that you can equip for your large port. You can if you want. It's not particularly good, but if you just want to dish in a little extra damage every now and again, go for it. So once you do that, you're going to want to do a mission called beginner combat practice, and that's what it is, word for word. Okay, not beginner combat training. That's wrong. If you do that, you won't get any experience, or not as much, for doing it. So be sure that you're accepting a mission that's called Beginner Combat Practice. Okay? To the left of it, there's a little red icon that has like some bullets on it. That's how you know it's a combat mission. That's the one you want to do. Alright. So once you accept that mission, you will actually get a bonus for killing a specific list of hive bots or hive collectors, to be more specific. One of those is Dintech collectors. So those are the easiest ones out of the list to kill. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to either hover around with your mouse or tap on the nav board for the whole system to see if you can find a sector that only has Dintech collectors in it. Now, once you do that, you can just warp in and you can start killing bots. How it works is for every 5 bots you kill, you get a bonus in terms of combat, light weapons, and heavy weapons, I believe. So, and it's every 5. So if you kill 5 bots, you get 100 combat, for example. You kill 10, you get 200, and so on and so forth until 40. And then once you get to 40, it kind of peaks, but you keep getting that max level of experience out of them. So I heavily suggest continuing to kill them until you get to combat 3. It's not all that hard. It only took me a couple of hours to do, but once you do it, it's worth it because you unlock a lot of stuff. The reason why you want to get up to combat 3 is because you unlock 1 convoy missions and 2 hive skirmishes. You may not want to do this right off the bat, but just for the record, convoy missions are missions where you are a guard for a trade convoy. Now, the convoy can range in size between having a couple of small trade vessels to entire capital ships that you'll be guarding. And if you stick with them all the way, you get a fair bit out of it, really. You get trade experience, you get combat experience, and depending on what they were hauling and how big the convoy is, a pretty decent amount of credits. Like the most I've ever had from a trade convoy was 500,000 credits, but those type of missions are far and few in between. But there's still a pretty decent source of income early game, and it also increases your faction standing with whoever you're guarding too, which is good. So there's a lot to gain from doing convoy missions. I would definitely suggest doing them in the early game while you're increasing your standings. Just note to avoid ones that go out into gray space because gray space bad. Okay, gray space bad. Nation space good. That's all I'm really gonna leave it at. Just don't go into gray ever. Bad, especially early game. Actually, not ever. Don't do it early game. When you're a noob, gray is bad. Don't forget it. The third thing you want to do, that whenever you join Vendetta Online, is you're gonna want to join a guild. Once you get to trade 3, once you get to combat 3, the game opens up quite a bit. You're able to do essentially everything, barred some activities that you can't do because you don't have the right ship for it. You can basically do everything. So you have a lot more access to different ships and combat vehicles. So joining a guild will do a lot for you because there's a lot of different guilds that do and specialize in different things. I'm not going to get too deep into it now, but if you really want to know what guilds are out there, you can always just ask in the general chat, or you can join the Vendetta Online Discord server, to which I will pin in the comment section down below, so that way people have really easy access to it. Definitely join a guild, okay? It's probably one of the most important things on the list because depending on the guild you join, you'll have a lot more access to so much more information and little tidbits and secrets of the game that you would not have learned previously. They have much to offer you, so join one. The fourth thing I can recommend is to build up some bank, okay? Whenever you start off the game, you're going to be really poor, alright? They start you off with like 10k credits, which is literally nothing. But don't worry, because there's actually a very great mission specifically to set you up for this, okay? It's another trade mission, and it's called Courier for Mining Parts. You actually unlock it, or unlocked it, if you did the Courier Needed mission. So if you completed it, you can take this mining parts mission, and all it's going to do is the station you accept it from is going to give you, for me, it was a 20 CU of coolant, to which the Revenant can actually hold that much. So it'll give you some mining supplies that it'll want you to transport to a mining station in the sector. Now, it's really easy. It's just like the first Courier Needed mission, where all you have to do is deliver it. They're gonna give you a data pad, and you're gonna deliver it back to where you accepted the mission. Once you do that, they actually give you 100k. This is a new mission that I just found out about recently because I always spent my early game kind of grinding a little hard. You can do this step at any time after you complete the Courier Needed mission. It doesn't take too long. It gives you 100k. Win-win. You can't lose. And then after you get your 100k, the fifth thing that I recommend doing is to start increasing your licenses from there. So, increasing your licenses is very important because each one of the five actually contributes to different things, or different things in terms of ships and such. So, I'd say the next upgrade, per se, for the Revenant would be a Centaur. All right, they're a little bit tankier. They're really good trade vehicles, and killing hive bots, it works decently well. I wouldn't say it's the best combat vehicle out there for it, but it's a pretty good well-rounder. Um, you'll need to do that through doing mining, trading, increasing your light and heavy weapons, which you do get experience from doing convoys and such. So kind of just do that. Um, and that's it. That'll give you a pretty good foothold in the game. It'll give you some things to do in the beginning while you're deciding what you really want to specialize in and what you really want to be known for. Um, I hope these tips were able to help you get a good start in the game. If you have any comments or anything you want to say or anything that you think I might have missed, please leave a comment down in the comment section down below. And my name is Fantasize, and you guys can have a good one.